Hi, my name is Vickie Fairchild. Today I wanted to give some advice again, to special educators. And you don't have to take my advice, but it's something that I've noticed that I have a tendency to do. And the times I remind myself not to do it, things work out better. And I'm going to start with a story. Early in my career, I tested a student who was probably one of the most cognitively diverse and interesting students I've tested. And he was adorable, cutest little guy, so adorable. Just sparkled and had all this energy and pizzazz. You just walked into his classroom and he just stood out. He was so fun. He had some significant deficits. He also had these amazing strengths. It was like he was all strengths and deficits. Most kids that I had tested to this point were, maybe more flat with a strength here or there and a significant deficit that made them eligible. But this kid had a lot of strengths and he had a lot of deficits. And as I was writing his report, I just remember being kind of overcome with sadness. And I had to check myself, what was going on. And it was because as I was thinking about this sparkly, energetic, happy, just charismatic little boy, and I was thinking about the educational system and how difficult things were going to be for him, I just was so concerned about retaining who he was. School was going to be really hard for this kid. And I didn't want him to lose his wonderfulness. I just could see this path and how difficult it was going to be. And so we had the IEP and we went over everything and his strengths and his weaknesses and that he qualified as having a learning disability. And I just finally stopped because it was, it was just all technical and it was all terms and it wasn't him. And I said to the parents, I said, okay, I just need to tell you some of my thoughts. And so I started talking to them about my fears and I started talking to them about their sparkly little boy who just was a light. And I started talking to them about how I didn't want the struggles that we knew he was going to face as he went through the grades to dim that light and to change who he was and to change that confidence that he had. And we kind of stopped talking about the IEP and we started talking about what we could all do on the team to make sure we didn't lose the core of that little boy. It was an amazing meeting. The brainstorming that went on was so powerful. The ideas that various people, the school nurse, the counselor, everyone was just throwing out all these different things that we could all do, the school and the parents, to make sure we continue to buoy up this young child and to give him the energy to face his trials because he had amazing learning potential. He had some amazing strengths. And we talked about what we could do to capture those strengths to address the weaknesses. It was beautiful. It's so easy to get caught up in that IEP paperwork and we need to get this all done and we need to get through all the forms and it's important and we have to get through this. But we need to remember also to talk to each other and to talk about that child and remember why we're there. And that is to help that child reach his potential. And when we remember that, and see everyone around that table for what they can add to coming up with that plan to help that child, we can move mountains. And that's what I've seen. Yes, we've got to complete the IEP, but we need to remember to talk to each other and to keep our focus on why we are there.